Hi, Aquaroom. Today in science, we are talking about dinosaurs again. We talked a little bit about dinosaurs last week if you had a chance to watch that video. The first thing I want to talk to you about is there are three different periods of time that dinosaurs come from. The first period, the one that was the longest time ago, the longest from right now, is the Triassic period. That was about 200 million years ago. And then there's also the Jurassic period was after that. It was around 140 million years ago. And then there's the Cretaceous period, which was about 75 million years ago. Those are just averages. So they're all a very, very long time ago. On this poster, I have two really big posters, but this poster at the top on the left-hand side, there's a group of dinosaurs. This group here, this is all the dinosaurs that we know about from the Jurassic period. So that's about 10 dinosaurs on this poster. I don't know how many more there were, but there were about 10 on this poster that we knew about from then. So we don't know as much about the Triassic period as we do the Jurassic and the Cretaceous. The dinosaurs from the Triassic period, they're up here. Some of them were very small. Here's a little one, there's a little one, there's one that's really tiny, and there's another one on the top that's really tiny. So they were a little bit smaller than the other periods, than the dinosaurs in the other two periods. The dinosaurs in the Jurassic period, you're going to know a lot of those. Some of those are more familiar. This one right in the middle here is the Diplodocus. He had the big long tail and he had a really long neck. Now you probably know if he had a long neck, he used that neck to be able to eat the leaves off trees. Now his tail was kind of like a whip. He could use it like a whip to pull trees down, or he could also use it as a whip to defend himself if he needed to. The Brachiosaurus is down here, right here. We see the Brachiosaurus. You guys are familiar with that one. You might be anyway. He also ate leaves off trees. He has a little crest on his head above here. But his tail isn't quite as long. So this dinosaur used his tail to balance. When they wanted to eat leaves from a tree, sometimes they might be up higher than what they were, so they could kind of stand up a little bit and use their tail to balance. Also, I want to show you down here, I'm not sure if you can see it, I'll get a little closer. At the bottom of the poster here is a person. If that were an actual person standing there, this is how much bigger the dinosaur was than that person. The person could stand underneath the dinosaur, underneath his legs. So a person was about the same size as a Brachiosaurus leg. That's how big a Brachiosaurus is, or was. Remember, all dinosaurs are extinct. We don't have any living dinosaurs right now, but they were related to birds, we think. So there were some dinosaurs that had feathers. Here's a picture of one on this poster. It has in this picture, the feathers are on the tail and on the wings. Now we know that some dinosaurs had feathers, and some of them used them to glide more than fly. When you glide, you sail through the air. You're not really flapping. They didn't flap their wings and fly, but they could glide. But they also used feathers to stay warm. If you look at the dinosaurs' teeth, they have different types of teeth. The Brachiosaurus that we were looking at earlier, right here, his teeth were flat. He had flat teeth. And some of the other guys, like this one, has sharp teeth. And you all know a T-Rex has sharp teeth. So if you can imagine the T-Rex had sharp teeth, and those dinosaurs were called carnivores. And that's why they had sharp teeth, because they used their teeth to eat meat. So a dinosaur that ate meat was a carnivore, and a dinosaur that ate plants, like the Brachiosaurus or this one, those were called herbivores. And their teeth were flat so that they could grind the plants better. And sometimes they had a beak like a bird would have, and that would help them chop through the leaves or chop off branches so that they could eat the leaves and branches. There were some dinosaurs that ate both meat and plants, and then there are also dinosaurs that ate eggs, and some of them stole eggs, like the oviraptor would steal eggs. So that's a couple of different kinds of dinosaurs. Let me move the Cretaceous poster over here so we can see it. On the Cretaceous poster are some dinosaurs you guys have heard of before. So we know more about the Cretaceous period than we do about the Jurassic or Triassic. We found more dinosaurs from this time period, the Cretaceous, than we have from the other two time periods. There's a T-Rex up here. Let me move the camera closer. See, the T-Rex is kind of orange. His tail is out straight. He walked on two legs, didn't he? There's some dinosaurs that walked on four legs. This one over here is Alamosaurus. He's kind of like a brachiosaurus. He walked on four legs. Those sauropods, their legs were heavier. They were bigger, heavier dinosaurs, and they were normally plant eaters, and they had to eat a lot of plants to stay alive. Here's a dinosaur that had the beak like I was talking about. This one has a beak, kind of like a duck or a bird. Some dinosaurs laid eggs. All dinosaurs laid eggs. So all dinosaurs started out from an egg. Some eggs were a foot long, about that long. Some of the eggs were about a foot long, and some of them were smaller than that. They came in all different sizes. You can tell by the poster the dinosaurs from the Cretaceous period were a little bit bigger than from the other two periods. They are all different sizes, but most of them were bigger than the others. Some dinosaurs stayed in groups. Some of them lived in herds and stayed in groups. Some dinosaurs ran, some dinosaurs walked. How do you think a scientist would know these things? Well, they study their fossils. Remember, their fossils are what gets trapped in the ground. When the dinosaurs died, the dirt came on top of them, and rain built up the dirt, and wind would build up dirt, and then all that dirt gets packed down and made fossils. And so when we dig up the dirt now, we find the fossils, and different scientists study the fossils. And one thing that they can tell by that is if they run or if they walk. Now, the dinosaurs that ran were normally carnivores. They had to run to catch their meal. If their meal was running away from them, they had to be faster to catch it, to get it. And the plant eaters were normally slower dinosaurs. They usually walked. One way the scientists could tell if a dinosaur walked or ran was by measuring the footprints. And this is something you can do outside too. If you go outside and either take some water with you, or if it's a rainy day like today, you can find a puddle to walk in, but you might have to get some water with a hose, or maybe take a bowl of water outside if you ask mom and dad. But get your feet wet, just the bottom of your shoes. So walk in a puddle and then walk over the sidewalk, and your feet will leave wet footprints, and you can measure them. You have to do it kind of quickly, but you measure how far apart they were. So if you take one step and then another step and measure the distance in between, and that will tell you, that would have told the scientists if the dinosaurs were walking or running. So when you run, your footprints will be closer together than when you walk. They'll be farther apart. Oh, I think I said that the opposite. I think when you're running, your footprints are farther apart. I'm sorry. And when you're walking, they'll be closer together. So that's one way that that's one way that scientists study the dinosaurs. That is all for today. If you have any questions, you can send me an email and I'll try my best to find them out. Bye.